Hello everybody, this is me, Martell. Just want to say I just got back from the dentist, had to clean my teeth and all that, so I'm very thankful. Couldn't get no videos at the dentist because I was actually working my teeth, so my teeth clean, feel pretty good. I do want to say something. I was actually working on using the app called Google Notebook NLM. Just kind of like audio commentary of my videos, my music, my thoughts and so forth. Pretty interesting, very created by Google. On the contrary, as Martell, I want to say something that's pretty profound. I want to make a True Force Lonely videos about there's no first spaces, how other countries, let's be realistic, in America / the West, if you're not a conformist, if you're not about capitalism and all that, people's not going to talk to you. Everything is commodified, especially in America, you know what I'm saying? Let's just be real here. Like I say, I haven't done a True Force Lonely video in a long time, and I want to say something to the young audience, work on getting a passport, stay out of jail. You don't want to end up in a private prison industrial complex for minority groups and all that, no matter your background, and learn about different cultures. As me and my lady, we talked about want to travel the world together and all that. That my mother and all that. Sorry, it's hurting me right now. Windows up, but he was here. On the contrary, though, me and my lady talk about different countries. Talk to a lot of people from different countries. So do I, as a content creator, musician, and all that. Vlogger and all that. I'm very thankful for a global audience, And I do recognize people from United Kingdom, even though it's part of the West. I do recognize people from India, Africa, Asia, and so forth, you know what I'm saying? Some say, why do you want to focus about leaving America and all that? And I've been trying for going on next year, be my 10th anniversary of True Force Loneliness, so coming up, I did not know it. No, it was a couple years ago. My apologies. My mind's everywhere. Yeah, on the contrary, though, it's like, how can you say you can go meet people? Don't even try that in America, especially with Me Too movement going on. You do not want to face a Me Too movement, get locked up in a private prison industrial complex. It's basically modern day slavery, when I'm talking about private prison industrial complex, Also, don't serve the military. Because why would you go for Uncle Sam destroying other people around the world and all that, I'm getting socially, I'm getting political. I haven't done a political rant in a long time. I don't like these politicians whatsoever. I don't like the governor, DeWine, all that. I don't like Trump. I don't care about Trump. You know what I'm saying? Before the CIA, FBI come to my doorstep, I say, it's my freedom of speech, you know what I'm saying? He's the worst president I've ever seen in my life, outside of Obama. And yes, I went there. I completely went there. Sorry, sir. Can you please raise the windows up, sir? My deepest apologies. I'm sorry. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'm so sorry. There's so much feedback. My apologies. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I don't like none of these politicians, Democrat, Republicans, whatsoever, you know what I'm saying? At times like this, I wish I had something I could just, let my mind be free, but this is the best I can get it without cursing anything, I don't like the state where America's going with, especially with abandoned buildings, foreclosure, job losses and all that. I actually mentioned in my songs and stuff, almost 20 years and all that, since 2007, And I do want to say something pretty profound too. It's like, can you build a family here in America? No. You want school annihilation, family annihilation? You catch my drift, because YouTube is not playing around, about censorship and all that. If you catch my drift about family annihilators, school destruction, if you catch my drift, harming innocent young kids. Me and my lady was talking about, want to settle down, get married and all that, have kids, and so we both agree we would never raise kids in America. Let's be realistic. You want to deal with that? I'm tired. I see a number of boxes and cages for young minority groups, if you get where I come from. And on the contrary, it sucks. I'm sorry I'm looking around and all that. I'm just looking at the road, so I'm relaxing. And I gotta get ready to go to court and all that. I don't know what to expect. On the contrary, though, yeah, I want to, me and my lady was talking about wanting to start a family, especially in America with, financial limitations and all that, being on disability, going to make so much money before you lose it. You know what I'm saying? And it sucks. It really just sucks. You know what I'm saying? That's the main thing I'm always talking about. Like I said, eventually when that time comes, that's why I'm working so hard with a lot of affiliates and deals. I can say right there, respectfully, I gotta be careful I say on that part. But yeah, back I was saying about loneliness. You know what I'm saying? If you're not a fraud or a scammer or a liar or anything, a manipulator and all that, ain't, especially let's be realistic in America, talking about being a nice guy don't get you nowhere. Only in America where I would say you hear, no disrespect, American women openly proclaiming that men are no good. But the next person saying we don't value protect. I don't value protect enemy. Either you for me 100% or you get off 100%. You know what I'm saying? I don't do in betweens. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just disgusted to say that, especially living in America. I deal with racism, prejudice, ableism, and all that. Some obviously had to say what's coming from my own kind and other, let's be realistic, white people and all that. That was racist towards me growing up. Just being real, I got beat up by the cops and all that. Where's opportunity? Where's opportunity? America's going broke. You know what I'm saying? I find why America is starting all these wars in other countries and all that, shipping money to other countries that don't even need anything. Versus right here in America, people are starving, people losing homes. I lost my home last year due to no problem, my fault of my own. On the contrary, though, it sucks I can't get a replacement on my headphones. Yeah, I just want to come back to my rants. So you guys like that, I had to play conservative though because everybody's watching me and all that. On the contrary, though, it's like, what do you want to tell young black men, and men of color, and all that? Especially, I see the Asian community, Latin community, and all that. Different backgrounds and all. I'm not discriminatory or anything. Just saying for what it is. White suit, But my audience are mainly different backgrounds. I'm just gonna leave it at that. But on the contrary, though, yeah, I was just thinking about, get a passport, travel around the world. And also, not just do it for selfish reasons. I also do it because I want to honor my mother. My mother was the first person in my life that ever told me about, ideas about travel around the world whenever she feel better and all that. But unfortunately, she didn't make it. She needed them. Later on, my dad passed away too, so I had to basically take care of myself. What is this? Let's see. Social Security representative. Interesting. I'll hopefully read that later. Yeah, like, what's the state of America outside capitalism? Let's just be real, if it ain't about money, people ain't trying to work. And that's what I also ran into this, also in the music business too. It's like, it's hard to find serious producers. I'm looking for like a Quincy Jones, a Ted Riley, Jimmy Jam, and Terry Lewis, I think. Janet Jackson producers, a Timberland, and all that. But I can't find producers that's serious, and I've been burned out, financially because of dishonest producers, engineers, or so. Someone say, "Why don't you do it yourself?" You see my videos, I'm not cut out to be a producer, so I had no choice but trying to find producers locally and all that. So I can actually work in person and all that, On the contrary, it definitely does sucks to say that, you know what I'm saying? There's not a lot of opportunities unless you go to a big city, so that's the problem in America. You need a car. Ironically. I came back from the dentist and all that, so that's a medical reason. I got medical reasons why I'm thankful for being in a cab, for medical reasons. Don't judge me, but on the contrary, though, it sucks to say that, like, why you always speak so negative about your own country, man? America's great. What's so great about America? If you take capitalism out, you take the corporations out, let's see how fast this country turned to a third world status. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about infrastructure. Abandoned buildings, stores closing up and all that. how you supposed to make money if there is no opportunities? Unless you don't take grunt work jobs, you know what I'm saying, blue collar job, white collar job, don't care. You know, I'm not a classist, you know what I'm saying. I'm on disability, so I'm on fixed income. I'm gonna leave it at that. And so forth. I want to say, know your worth, you know what I'm saying. It took me nearly 20 years, and I'm speaking on 20 years as Martell Sincere. Been 20 years since next year will be my 20th anniversary being a YouTuber, a vlogger, and a content creator. You know, I just started with my dad and my uncle. Had bought me an old desktop I still got, based on started on Windows Movie Maker and all that. You know. Anyways, I just want to tell young men, especially men of color, just get out of America. You know, ain't nothing here for you besides either you're gonna lock up in private industrial complexes or more funeral homes. You know, that's not a life to live. You know.